So let's start with the questions. Mars, Venus in the 4th house in Sagittarius, Ketu in the 8th, Virgo Lagna, ways to activate relationship in our life. For Virgo ascendants, this brings in some complication or the other, and especially Ketu is already transiting there. You have in your 4th house in Sagittarius, Mars and Venus, so definitely marriage is on cards. Let Rahu Ketu leave this zone, you will definitely be able to activate your marriage or relationship. I have 7th house Venus in Gemini Rashi. It also has Saturn's seventh drishti. I have 7th house Venus in Gemini Rashi. So you are a Sagittarius rising and you have a Venus here. So this is a good conducive period to get married, right? Because it is delaying because you have a Saturn in trine right now. So once Saturn is leaving this zone and transits your 4th house then. So it is going to trigger marriage at that time. Please tell about ascendant Scorpio and Taurus Rashi marriage timing in this year. Jupiter is looking at your 7th house right now. There is a very strong possibility of getting married during this time because Taurus has a Jupiter. Saturn is looking at your Scorpio sign. That is a delaying factor. Namaste Vanita. Tanu Naik is asking, could you shed some light when Lagna Lord is combust and retrograde? Okay. See, you must understand whenever the Lagnesh is combust and retrograde both. So pay attention to retrogression even more. Combustion is something, suppose your Lagnesh is Mercury, okay? Your Lagnesh could be Venus, these two, or Mars, because Mars doesn't get combust and retrograde together. Most of the times it's Venus and Mercury. Take it Mercury. So Mercury, whenever is combust, you must pay weightage to retrogression more. So if it is retrograde, first of all, it is going to impact your intellect. You might just be too fussy or too nitpicky about your partner. No, I want this kind of a partner. So you're not going to be accommodating. Retrogression means that and it can bring in deviation in your education also. You'll have a deviation or break, or you might switch, or you might take a break and then restart your education. And combustion, Lagna Lord, combust means it is weak. We don't consider it to be a good thing, when Lagnesh is weak. So you will get good results when the planet is retrograde in the sky also, especially if you're in the dasha of this, only then you will feel the results, or antadasha. Let's move on to the other one. Kuldeep Kalita. Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga, even in 6-8 house counts. If Saturn and Jupiter, suppose here in this chart, Saturn and Jupiter are in your 6th house or 8th house, for example. So this is also a yoga, a very strong yoga. Rather, this is called the Moksha Trikona, one of the Moksha Trikonas. So it is going to be very valid and it is going to strengthen it. But any malefic graha is not welcomed regards to the health of the partner in the 6th house or 8th house. That is the reason, with your in-laws, you will not maybe have good relationship. Okay. Dear ma'am, if a planet is moving in Chalit chart, like a planet moves from 8 okay. Let me explain what exactly is the Bhava Chalit. We have distributed all the bhavas equally 30 degrees. But when we look at the sky, it is not equal. It is just that for our own convenience, each sign, each house is 30 degrees and the whole zodiac is 360 degrees. Now, when we see the Bhava Chalit, the bhavas are maybe some bhava is 20 degrees, other is 25 degrees, the other one is 40 degrees. So the planet moves into the other bhavas. Suppose here, if we'll see, the ascendant is 1 degree. Somewhere around 29 degrees. So it will move into the other bhava, no? But the Rashi will not change. Rashi will remain the same. Sign will not change in Bhava Chalit. It is the Bhava Chalit. So if there is a planet which is in the 8th house in your natal chart, but it is moving into 7th house, then it will give more results of the 7th house. Suppose it is in Scorpio sign. Suppose it's Saturn here. But in Bhava Chalit, it is still in the 7th house. So it will give the result of the 7th house, no? Especially if you're in the Dasha Antardasha of Shani, you will experience 7th house results, 10th house result, and 11th house result. Okay. And Rashi, you will see as Scorpio only. Right? Okay. A remedy for this, do not at any cost do the remedies of gemstone, crystals, anything which is very, very specific. There are certain mantras which we are not supposed to perform. So please do not perform any rituals unless you seek help and advice from an educated and a learned astrologer. Kausar Batul is asking if Venus and Mercury are retrograde in a birth chart, what's the impact during the transit retrograde? It is good. It will give minus, minus, plus. And Venus in the 11th and Mercury in the 12th house in my birth chart are retrograde. I'm a Libra ascendant. So your Lagnesh is in the 11th house. It's a good thing, first of all. Mercury in its own zone. So even if it is retrograde, it is exalted retrograde, it is in the Dusthana. So it will give you some relief whenever there is Mercury getting retrograde in the sky. Check yourself. It will give you good results. Expenditures will reduce. You might just travel during that time. You will come across your old friends. Okay. Gadgets wise, it might just trouble you. You might just change your gadgets. Okay.